Hello, thank you everyone. So it will be my pleasure actually here to join this year's energy transition conferences and to share my points in terms of especially the hope of the transition towards carbon neutrality. So take China as an example. So my presentation will focusing on China's new growth path. So from the 14th five-year plan towards China carbon neutrality. So as you all know, last year, September, our president, Mr. Xi Jinping, actually has announced our first ever long-term vision for China. So that promises China to peak its CO2 emission before 2030 and achieve the carbon neutrality before 2060. So about 2 months later, so it's in the Climate Ambition Summit last December. So President Xi Jinping further announced our updated NDC targets for China, so that including an enhanced peaking target and also an enhanced emission intensity target, so per GDP, so from the original 60 to 65% below the 2005 level to over 65%, and then to increase the share of non-fossil fuel in the primary energy consumption from the original 20% to around 25%, and also increase the number of the forest carbon or forest stock volume. And in addition, he also brought out a new project, a new targets relevant to the China's wind and solar power. So it announces that so China will achieve the 1.2 billion kilowatts wind and solar installation by 2030. So that all these targets actually could be seen as a new starting point or a new journey to China's new modernization. So to achieve this carbon neutrality goal actually means a lot. So first of all, actually this goal is ambitious because it's consistent with the global efforts to limit temperature rise to 1.56 degree according to our analysis. So we collected the various domestic and international modeling results to see that. So you can see here will be the range that will be consistent with the global 2 degree or 1.5 degree goals. So the blue one actually is the 2 degree range, and the green one is the 1.56 degree range. And you could see that so all these scenarios will require China to achieve the carbon neutrality from the 2050 to 2080 for all CO2s under the 1.5C degree scenario. So which means that so China's carbon neutrality before 2060 is quite fell in the range that the requirements of the 1.5C degree required. And also this will also means a lot of substantial fundamental change actually. So you can see to achieve this kind of goals, it will be require all sectors and levers to contribute to this goal. So we need to work. For example, we need to promote a sustainable demand. So we need to decarbonize our electricity system, and also plus with accompanying with electrifying and use sectors, and also for the sectors that will be difficult to electrify. So we also need to shifting to the low carbon fuels like the green hydrogen, like the biomass, and also finally we also need to rely on the subsequencing technology. So like the traditional LULUCF, also the more advanced like the CDR projects, and also like CDR technologies, and also we need to mitigating the non-CO2 emissions, though China's carbon neutrality goals not clear yet. So whether it's covering all GHGs or only carbon, but to achieve the ambitious emission reduction target, actually we also need to consider non-CO2 emission reductions as well. So all to achieve this, so we can see that it will be means a fundamental change of China's energy and the economic system. So the carbon neutrality goal actually is not standalone. So it's part of the overall development agenda of China. So China has set up a two-stage modernization goals, which means that to achieve the basic modernization country by 2035, and then to becoming a fully developed, rich, powerful modernization country by 2050. So the peaking targets and also the carbon neutrality targets actually is part of China's overall development agenda, and it will provide a political stimulus for a new growth story China. So it will be not only a environmental target. It could be treated as development target. So as I mentioned before, so to achieve this target, we will need the actions at all levels. So and also the efforts towards this kind of target actually will mean a lot for China. So China will be able to demonstrate a new growth story. So it will be helpful to China to show its international leadership as a big developing country. Actually, this kind of transition will helpful for China to reshaping its competitiveness, especially its low carbon competitiveness. And also, it means a lot in terms of jobs and properties. So there will be a lot of green jobs opportunities, and there will be a lot of new engines for the growth. So from the low carbon industries instead of the traditional energy intensive industry or carbon intensity industries. So China will be able to shift its economy so to achieve a structural reform. So which means that the overcapacity of existing energy intensive or carbon intensive industries could be phased out, and also new industries will be built. And also the efforts towards the carbon neutrality will also mean a lot in terms of improved health and the cleaner air. So you all know that the air pollution issue is now a very serious issue in China. So people are desire for the clean air, clean water, and the transition towards the carbon neutrality actually could have tremendous co-benefits in terms of the air pollution reduction. So that will be also help a lot to achieve our improved health. And also the transition towards the carbon neutrality will also helpful for reduce China's reliance on the exported oil and exported natural gas. So it will, because the energy will mainly supplied by the renewables on the land. So it will also helpful to enhance China's energy security as well. So here are some examples. In terms of the job, so you can see that the number of the workers now in the coal mining and the washing actually already decreased. So from the 5.3 million to current 3.2 million already, and that will be further decreased. But in the meanwhile, you can see the renewable energy jobs has already exceeded the traditional coal jobs. So it's now the scale is around 4.4 million, and it will be further increased to among 14 to 15 million by 2050. So that will be a huge increase. And also we all know that the jobs in the coal mining actually is very tough. So that will have high health impact and security concerns. So the shift from coal to renewable actually will help us to provide a better quality of life for millions of coal workers. So that will be a huge benefit for this kind of transition. And in addition, the transition will also bring out a lot of investment opportunities. So according to our analysis, you can see for the last 10 years, actually China is already the world top one investor in the renewables. So from the figure of the right, you can from the left you can see it, and also from the right figure you can see. So towards the the effort towards the 1.56 degree targets and also the carbon neutrality targets. So that will leading to the annual energy investment will increase to 530 billion. So that also will be, it means a lot of opportunities there. And also, you all know this last year we suffering about the COVID-19. So actually, the green stimulus could be well embedded in the journal towards the carbon neutrality, and also will help us to provide a lot of investment opportunities and green growth opportunities. So here we estimate the investment scale at the different levels that within the China's new green stimulus package, and you can see that. So if we could do this, so actually we will be succeeded to change the risk into opportunities. So here are some kind of my thoughts. So all the figures or data we mentioned before actually could be downloaded from the report we published last year. So that is called the China Carbon Neutrality Synthesis Report. Thank you.